mental well-being. So I want to welcome you, Suzanne. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I want you to talk about it today and enlighten our viewers on this very less talked about relationship between food and the mind.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning to our viewers. Wherever you're watching
Good,
us from,
good
you're welcome
morning,
to this.
Susan.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're
Good
welcome.
evening.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us again today. I appreciate you all, and also want to thank Mighty Champion CEO, Serisha. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you do and all the teams of Mighty Champion Daily Session. I say God bless you all. In last section we discussed yesterday, we highlight the living food. And this living food contain macro and micronutrients. And this macronutrient we talked about yesterday is protein, lipid, uh, hydration, complex carbohydrates, while micro, MI, we talked about yesterday is vitamin D, vitamin Bs, B6, B12, and folate, your zinc, your magnesium. So all these and your omega-3s, all these are the micronutrients. If your food is not nourishing or does not energize your body or does not protect your brain, its metabolism, we say that food is not nourishing. So what are you looking at? Living food. Living food are food of nature. They are harvested, they are squeezed, they are healthy, they are alive. These are the living food. They are divinely packaged. So, and they are packaged with skin and peels. This is called living food. But one will ask, why do we make wrong choices of food? Our background differs. Some came from a background of family or ethnic group where they don't know any other thing than from packet to pot. All their life, from childhood until they become adults, that is all they know. They don't know any other type of food. Also, convenient. It is convenient for me to eat that food. Let us go out to restaurant to eat. Also, our vicious cycle. We love eating sugar, and it leads to rise in blood sugar. Also, our hormones can make us crave for this bad food. If you're a woman, if you're having hormonal fluctuations, menopause or premenopause, even men too have hormonal imbalance. So it can make you to start craving for sweet food. What other things makes us to choose wrong food? We have high cortisol, the level of stress we are passing through. When we are under stress, we long for comfort food. And this comfort food is tastable, pleasurable, affordable, and available. And this comfort food, we just from the carton to our plates. And it just creates temporary emotion that disrupts our dopamine. So food choice affects all ages. If you're a man, you like spicy meals, hot, warm meals like pizza, like pastas, and so on. One meal. If you're a woman, you love candy, ice cream, and chocolate. If you're a child, you might love crisps, chips, So food choices affect all ages. But why is these food choices plague to our overall health, even our mental health? I will call this plague dead food. This dead food, they lack vitamins and minerals. They lack fibers. They lack phytonutrients that our enzymes need. Everything is completely refined and processed. Always remember that this food have rise in glycemic index, which means that it raises your blood sugar. When it leads blood sugar, you know what it means. Type 2 diabetes and rest of the physical health and psychological health. Always bear in mind that food industries does not care about your health. They have the smartest chemists that they will refine this food to get your taste, improve their smell, to this state that it will become irresistible. When you perceive it, your brain is turned on already. They have the best marketers. As you're watching them at your television, it be on your mind. Immediately you go out, you start looking for that product. So what are these dead food we're talking about? They are refined carbohydrates. You heard me right. Remember that yesterday we talked about complex carbohydrates, because these complex carbohydrates, they are more fibers, vitamins, and minerals, and they are whole grains. But these simple carbohydrates, they are white. White means white rice, white bread, white flour. They have processed it to the finest, they have processed to the finest. All the fiber has been removed. And immediately we ate, it quickly rushed into our bloodstream because it digests faster. And it will now hit our pancreas. Our pancreas is involved in digestion and regulating blood sugar. And when there's so much sugar, the pancreas will be struggling. Excess insulin it will release to your brain. And before you know it, your brain will crave for more. You begin to face some psychological issues. Your mood will change. You probably gain weight. Also, another one we are going to look at is your immune system and food. There are different types of diets. There's a keto diet, there's a Mediterranean diet, there's a vegetarian. I don't know which one you love, but we advocate for Mediterranean diet because it follows divine guideline. Yes, it is based on plants, animals, seeds, fishes, vegetables. That is why we are advocating for Mediterranean diets. Not that other diets are bad, no. Why we say no to Western diet is that it is more of high calories, saturated fats, trans fats that affect your brain regulation. Remember that your brain, almost 20% of your brain cells make use of cholesterol. Both your hormones make use of cholesterol. Imagine that you flooded these cells of your brain with these unhealthy calories. What will be the effect? You have low cognitive decline. You will have your blood-brain barrier, which is immune system of your brain, because this blood-brain barrier protects your brain from micro invaders. These micro invaders like viruses, bacteria, it protects your brain. So imagine when you destroy this your BB with high calorie trans fats. It also destroy another important one, hippocampal dysfunction or hippocampus is seated inside your temporal lobes. It plays a crucial role in your limbic system. And you know your limbic system supports your memory, both long-term and short-term. So you have seen now why your type of fat you consume is very important. You don't want when you grow old, you start suffering Alzheimer's, dementias. And that is why I encourage students to supplement omega-3 fatty acid. Yes, it supports their learning, consolidate their memory long-term and short-term. Another one we are going to look at now is your gut. Yes, brain-gut microbiomes. You have been hearing it, that 95% of serotonin is in your gut. Your digestive system is an ecosystem that made up of trillions of viruses, bacteria. They are living. They are all have its functions in your digestion. So if you eat food that disrupt these microbiomes, it will lead to brain dysregulation. It will affect you badly because your gut share the same biodirectional pathway with your hormonal singular pathways. So have you seen it? You have to protect your microbiomes. Although there could be other genetic factors or environment that can affect these microbiomes, such as antibiotics. How often do you take antibiotics? Is it if you feel small pain, you feel somehow, you go and buy antibiotic, or if you take a proton pump inhibitors, that is your gestid. All these disrupts your microbiomes. Yes. So, but you might ask me that I'm having acid refluxes, so I should take it. That is when you should pay attention to yourself. Probably there is overgrowth bacteria going on in your intestine. Probably there is low stomach acidity in your upper GI. This is when you seek out for healthcare provider. Go for test. Check if you have H. pylori. Check if you have yeast infection, because your gut is your second brain. If you can't sleep well, remember that serotonin help in your mood and also support your sleep as well. So if you have unhealthy digestion, you will not feel happy. You will feel discomfort. You will feel bad. Your energy will be bad. So that is why your digestion is as important as anything you think of. You guard it with all jealousy. So if you have a positive test result of yeast infection, what can you do? You simply restrict your diet from carbohydrates, because yeast infection feed on sugar. So you restrict yourself from any sugary diet, increase your fiber intake so that you can defecate. If you don't defecate, the toxins will go back again into your body, releasing the toxins that are supposed to go out into your body. causing problem to you, physically or psychologically. So increase your fiber, restrict carb diet during these days of you taking any yeast infection drugs. You restrict yourself of these carbohydrates, increase fiber, vegetable and fruit, because you don't want to rush this yeast infection by force, because if you rush it forcefully, it will release toxins, which will still cause you another problem you don't know about. If you have low stomach acidity, in your upper GI, this stomach, you call it hydrochloric acid. Yes, this hydrochloric acid helps to kill unwanted bacteria from your food. So if you have low hydrochloric acid, it means that you're open for excess bacteria, which can lead to dysbiosis or leaky gut syndrome. So if you have low stomach acidity, what do you need to do? You simply supplement hydrochloric acid or check if you have this H. pylori I have talked about, and treat it accordingly. So what are the implications of this processed food, this dead food we are eating? It can lead to addiction. It can lead to ADHD. It can lead to cancer. It can lead to high cholesterol. It can lead to gallbladder disease. Yes, it can lead to many other diseases that can affect your psychological and physical health. That will make us not to fulfill or be happy, enjoy our life. So what can we do? If you have find ourselves in this middle of the sea, what can we do? Simply, we check our pantries. What is in your pantries? You do clean up. Check your pantries. What are these food that is causing me all manner of mood swing? You clean it up. Another one, you detoxify your body. You drink, you hydrate very well. You use herbs. Yes, herbs such as turmeric, ginger, garlic, cloves, cinnamons. Just 2 at a go. Boil, drink, detoxify your body. Your lemons, detoxify your body. Your body have its power to rebuild and restore itself. It's not too late. Yes, it is not too late. It's not too late for you to make these changes. Also, keep journals of this food that makes you feel fatigue, make you to feel brain fog. Have your journal. Awareness comes when you become intentional. So you have to be intentional about your health. Listen to your body, just like the number 1 principles we talked about yesterday. No illness starting with a listing. So keep the journals of these food choices every day. Or if you cannot, use your phone so that it will be reminding you what you have eaten. And you'll be checking yourself. How am I feeling with this food? It's very important. You can also follow 20 minutes rule. This 20 minutes rule means that immediately you eat good food, by 20 minutes, your small intestine, this is where absorption takes place before it moves to your duodenum jejunum, ileum, and large intestine. So your small intestine play a crucial role here. So immediately you eat this healthy food, 20 minutes, your brain should receive nourishment. But if after 20 minutes you have finished eating that food and nothing has happened, and you still feel, let me eat another one, let me snack, you went and get some of your junks and eat. Hi, I'm not yet satisfied. You increase the quantity. See, your brain is suffering. What nutrients will I get from this thing? And before you know it, there will be toxins. You begin to grow weight because there's no nutrient in what you are feeding your body. They're just causing your body havoc and stress. So if you are taking psychotic drug, listening to me now, just like you can take a healthy breakfast full of plants and animal fat, fiber. Include it in your breakfast. Why is your breakfast so important? Just like she have said before, is that it supports your blood sugar. You don't want to flood your brain with excess glucose or excess sugar. No. So it helps you to stay balanced. Why am I saying this? Is because these antipsychotic medications, they interrupt your metabolic pathways and you feel hungry, you feel eating all the time. As you are eating, some cannot feel constipated. You ask them, they will tell you they have not gone to toilet for days. And that is why you have to support yourself or family member by giving them healthy breakfast. Ensure they take their breakfast. Make sure that what is in your plate contain both protein, fat, fiber. You snack vegetables, you snack nuts, peanuts, garden eggs, small quantity of things, a drop of water make an ocean. So small. It will not be easy at first because your craving is still there. Your body, your dopamine is still telling you, I'm not enjoying this thing. No. Please bring me my pizza, bring me my, all of that. So, but gradually, your aim is to have a healthy life, not for pleasure's sake. And that is why I usually ask, why do you eat food? Do you eat food that you are bored? Do you eat food because your grandma make it, because you are craving, because for pleasure? What are the main reasons you are eating food? You need to ask yourself this question and answer them every day. If your answer is on the other way, you become like that man that bought an expensive car and take wrong decision. That said that nobody's going to tell me where to put my premium spirit. I use my money to buy it. So I'll put premium spirit, water, whatever I want to put it. And the end, your car or your engine will knock down. You lose your expensive car. You will lose your expensive car and you lose your money. So you have to be conscious of whatever that is in your plate every day. Ask yourself, is my choice supporting my overall well-being? Is it supporting my brain? What is in my plate telling me today? How many amino acids have you taken out of 20? So you should be asking yourself. So consciousness leads to self-awareness. Always ask yourself these questions so that you will know what you are putting in your mouth. from your mouth to your upper GI to small intestine down to your colon is very, very important. So you have to guard it with all your strength. So what other thing? I want to drop you another rule. Another rule is read the labels. Yes, read the label. Yesterday's number one rule is listen to your body. No sickness starts in a day. Today is read labels. Just like I said, food industry, they are for business. So they can hide this food, this sugar in varieties of things like malt, honey, syrup, and you look at it, you say, this is honey. After all, honey is good to the body. You don't know that you are consuming excessive sugar that your body don't need. So what are the recap of what you have discussed so far? No matter your background, no matter your reasons why you're choosing wrong food, always remember that your brain is involved. Your overall well-being is involved. Whether you choose it for comfort, for small, positive, or pleasure, always remember that your overall health is involved. Will you choose dead food that will disrupt your life? You will not even enjoy life? All your hard-earned spending will be in hospital and drugs. You will suffer all manner of sickness, disease. Is it the kind of life you want for yourself? And that is where a critical decision have to be made now. We don't want to choose Western diets either. They're full of high calories, salt, and saturated fats that cause cognitive impairments, damage our brain, our blood-brain barriers, and disrupt our digestive system. We rather not choose that. We also see the consequences of we making these wrong choices, what it could lead to. Type 2 diabetes, cancers, or all manner of sickness as I mentioned earlier. And also always remember that it's not too late for you to make changes. Yes, it's not too late to take these drastic decisions. Check what is around you that is not supporting, nourishing, energizing your body, and remove it. We say no. We say no and maintain it. So our choices of food is one of the very important decisions we make every day. And we have to choose the right decision by following divine manual, not man-made manual, because man-made manual is full of dead food, while divine manual is full of healthy vegetable, plants, and seed and fish. So what is your decision today? Thank you so much. Any comments, questions?
Thank you so much, Suzanne. I had one question because this is something that is largely unexplored. This was very insightful, but this is something that is largely unexplored in a lot of areas in the world. Because you are a clinical psychologist, so am I. I want to take your insight into how we can, increase talking about it more in our clinical practice, because this is something that is not looked upon much when we talk about food and its relationship with the mind and all these things. Of course we go towards interventions that are largely practiced around the world, but we don't focus on the nutrition part, which again we talked very well on how big of a role it plays in your mental health. So, how can we incorporate talking about this in our clinical practice, according to you?
You see, when your clients come to you, You observe. As you're observing, you are checking the response. You start with simple questions like, have you eaten your breakfast? So if they ask, have you eaten your breakfast? What is your breakfast look like today? You might tell you one thing or the other that you have eaten. Now you have known what healthy breakfast should look like.
Yeah.
That is where you apply cognitive behavioral therapy. In that cognitive behavioral therapy, you're now trying to change that negative thoughts or negative belief system that the person has already. Probably the background he came from, just like I said, does not support healthy eating. All they know is from packets to pot. So that is when you now begin to explain, this is your food. How do you feel about it? The person might say, I feel good. You said, okay, I can see. But before you dig deep, you find out, or if the person go back and come back the next day, you ask, please tell me what we discussed. He said, hi, I have forgotten it. Because the prefrontal cortex, there's no, have not captured anything. So so you have to support the person's brain so that the person can remember. When learning occur is when you remember what you have discussed. Psychotherapy is more of talking. Do this, do this. Okay, you record. Okay, do this and do this. So if if I have eaten the wrong food and I have not supported my brain, after telling me all these things, I'll forget and go back. Tomorrow I'll come again. And you will see this particular client is not responding to treatment. I have done 20 sections, but it's not working. But you don't know that you have not supported the part that is involved in consolidating learning. I don't know if I have answered your question.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Does anybody have any questions related to this insightful session? And it's so, so, so important to have more conversations around this because considering how lightly we take these things and we don't consider so much of what Suzanne has told us about today. We don't consider these things in our daily lives and we don't think about it and we don't make mindful choices. You know,
Exactly.
we don't take mindful choices when it comes to our eating habits, when it comes to our nutrition. And of course, we are very particular about how something is affecting our body, but we are not thinking much about what is affecting our minds. I absolutely loved today's session. And I really, really hope it helps each and every one out of us here. And like taking this forward to everyday practice, you can actually, every day when you are making a choice about what you are going to eat, or even trying to understand what your relationship with your food is, you can ask yourself that what are the foods that I actually reach out for when I'm actually very stressed? What do I want to eat when I'm stressed? Or if you want to contemplate on what different sorts of food have, what kind of impact they have on your mood, on your emotions, on your feelings, try to contemplate on try to contemplate on what happens when you are eating certain foods and what happens when you are skipping your meals, right? Or even so, if you are feeling like your eating habits are going somewhere they shouldn't be going, you should start questioning, you should start noticing the patterns, right? And maybe you might realize that the things we have discussed today, some may be missing and some may be over present. And that is what's causing the distress in your body and your mind. So it's very important to make mindful choices, extremely important to make mindful choices by keeping in mind all that we have learned about today. So Vardhini has a question from you, Suzanne. I think so. What is your opinion on the human digestive system process and plant based food versus meat?
plus meat. You see, our digestive system is very, very important. So before you digest anything, whether plant or animal based, you have to first check if you have excessive bacteria that is called dysbiosis. Because probably why you're not digesting any of these is that there's excess bacteria in your gut. So you have to flush those bacteria, those excessive ones, because you don't want your those bacteria to be struggling with each other. You want everybody to be in its lane. So what you do is that you have to understand your digestive system. Go to check up, check what is going on there. We seek for medical attention. They will check if, just like I said, you have low hydrochloric acid or you have other infections that is causing a dysbiosis. So before you know it, you find out that your body, natural body will reclaim itself and start functioning properly. So if your digestive system is not functioning properly, there must be problem somewhere. So you have to make out time for it. Check what is the problem so that your nutrient can be absorbed. Because if your nutrient is not absorbed, nourishment will not happen.
All right. All right, wonderful. Dinesh sir has actually shared some ways on how we as practitioners and even doctors, they can play a powerful role in raising patients' consciousness about good nutrition. And I think so this is something that should be shared with everyone. This is a wonderful insight into how doctors can actually play a good role in this. So I will be sharing this with everybody. With that being said, does anybody have any questions, or we can call it a day? Because I hope that answered your question, Vardhini. And
Yes, yes, it did. But there's always this debate going on between
Okay.
plant-based food and meat. And our digestive system is long intestines, like it's so long. So I was curious about that, about what Susan thought about that. Many people do
Okay.
eat meat, but then body type, blood type, and food and things like that. Yeah, so it's such a tough one. I'm a vegetarian, and I definitely feel good and I'm fine. And people keep commenting, oh, you're not getting enough protein. You need to eat this, that, and the other. But I'm totally fine. I have, functioning well. So I was just curious about that. Uh,
Okay.
but I guess, yeah, plant-based or that's all thinking. What do you think? And are there research studies talking about it? Um,
You see?
Nutrition, there
Okay.
are research studies on nutrition and the body and how you process. But,
Yes.
otherwise, just as simple.
Yes. So another thing I want to put chip in there is that plants, remember that we are different. We are uniquely made. You mustn't eat everything that everybody is eating, that everybody around you must is eating. So, and they are looking here, I must eat it. No. If you are good, irrespective the nutritional content, all of them have. If you are good in plants and it supports your well-being, go for it. If you are good, just like keto diet, if you are good on it, go for it. It mustn't follow that is the what people are doing, let me do it. No, we are unique. And that is why I tailored my care personalized. I don't generalize care because we are different. Not the way you digest protein is the way I digest protein. So that is very, 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 very important. Okay. Thank you for that question. Any other
thank
question?
all right. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you so much for conducting this beautiful session today. And thank you so much, Vardhini, for your questions and for being so engaging in all our sessions. And to everyone who joined us today, thank you so much for joining. We
Thank
hope
you
to
so
see
much.
you all. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Yes.
We
Thank
hope to
you.
see
Thank
you.
you.
We hope to see
Yes,
you
yes,
all
yes.
tomorrow using the same link at the same time on
Yes, yes.
MCD Live. And in order to grow more and grow better and learn more. So thank you so much, everybody. See you all. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.
Yes.